girl, it is really hard to find, well, I can only speak for me. It's been a struggle to find the right foundation to give me the coverage that I want and the look that I want, along with the feel that I want. With the different brands that I have worn in the past. And one of the brands that I started out with, of course, like everybody, was MAC. And MAC was my friend for many years. But as my skin began to mature and then I hit that over 40 mark, things were just different. I needed more coverage. And I hear it all the time, oh, you don't need makeup. Yeah, right, I hear you, but I want it. So what I had to end up doing was go and spend some money trying to figure out exactly what this skin was going to need to be able to get the look that I wanted for myself and to get a smooth finish along with my makeup. So I'm going to show you my basket of foundation that I have here. Like, it is so much, and that's not even all. It's not even funny. One of the ones that I wanted to try, or that I was wearing back in about 3 years ago, was a fave. I think it works really good for lots of people, but 3 years ago it worked really great for me in the summertime, and now it not so much. So it was Fenty's, what is this? The Fenty's Pro Filt'R Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And it was working really good for me during the summer because I had that really tan look at that time. So, and I have it now, but not as much as I did at that time. And so this worked really good for me. I don't have dry skin, and I don't have oily skin, so this was kind of in between for me. However, when I did try it, it looked great during the summer. It lasted for a long time. I had no problems with it. It was just a little orange. Afterwards, as the tan began to wear off, I could tell the difference, you know, right up in here and down here. It was just something about it was off for me. So I decided to go up to a different shade, and I went to 385, I think it was. This is actually 390. I went to 385. 385 did not work for me. It was too neutral. It had me looking really gray. And then trying to do 370 had me entirely too light. So I had to let that go. But it was a struggle trying to find something after this. That was my biggest problem. So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to swatch on my face and show you what it was looking like for me. And I think I'll put it probably like right here. And if you look at it, it looks like it could possibly be a match. And at one point it kind of sort of was, but it's not for what I'm looking for. Along with wearing foundation, you want to make sure that you get the feel that you want, because if you're going to have this thing on all day or for whatever type of event that you're going to, you just want to feel like it's weightless. You don't want to feel like your skin is cracking every time you talk, or it's kind of moving around, it's too dewy, it's too liquidy. So I had to let this go, and I went on the hunt, the search for the right one after that, and I had to end up spending a bit of money trying to figure this out, and I've taken some back. After I chose that, I went to, I think this came out at that time, it was NC50 in MAC Studio Fix Stick. And this one is actually a really good match for me, but it doesn't give me the amount of coverage that I'm looking for. So I'm going to swatch that here. Even with multiple layers, I still wasn't getting what I wanted. But I will say that I wear this now in the summertime because this is pretty weightless. It's not going to be moving around. And I also wanted to try a stick foundation, and I really liked it. I don't do very well with powder. But this, if you can see that, was a much better match for me. Just doesn't work for me year round. Then I moved on after finding out that wasn't going to work for me, and I tried out the concealer for Estee Lauder's Doublewear, and I think this one was let's see, it is the Doublewear Radiant Concealer, and this concealer was so good to me, so good to me, that I decided I wanted to try the Doublewear. When I tried the Doublewear, and I'll swatch that here as well, that's what I got. It wasn't a shade that was matching me at all. It was too light once it got on, and it was a tad bit dry. And I was disappointed and really kind of was like, okay, I'm never going to find the right shade. So then I moved on from that to Nars. And I ended up buying two different ones of Nars. This is Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation. I got it in the color Moorea. I was actually looking for Tahoe, but Moorea was more of a match. So they said, put that on here. And that's what I got. Now, if you can see what I'm seeing, that is far, far, far away from my actual complexion here. And that's winter or summer. And I want to say that I got that probably in the winter. So then I said, okay, I'll try out a different shade, which was Caracus. Let's see, put that here. They said that was too warm for me. I actually thought it wasn't. But once I got a full face of it on, I was like, yeah, it is a little bit warm. So I won't be able to do that one either. Part of the problems that I had with Nars was that it was transferring all over the place. It was like it would not dry. Even with setting it, it was just all over my hands, all over my clothes, all over my coat in the wintertime. It was crazy. Like all of my makeup was everywhere else but on my face. I then went on to try Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk. Love this formula. Love this. Ugh. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. However, this was not the color for me. I ended up going, this is in the color of 8.75. And I ended up going to a different shade. I think it was 11 that I went to. And then that one was for olive tone people. And I do have a small smidgen of olive tone underneath here, underneath the yellow, the yellow undertones that I have. And that, the 11 just, it did not work either. I wanted it to, and it was beautiful, but it was more for someone who really has nothing but an olive undertone. So I ended up taking that back. I went in, let's see. Yeah, I took that back. I went in and I wanted to love this as well. Oh God, I wanted to love this, but it just did not work for me. It wasn't the coverage that I needed. And this is Mented Cosmetics Skin. And I should have known when it said skin that it wasn't going to be that much coverage, but I saw the reviews. I thought it was great. I still think it's great. It's just for a lighter coverage. I would say for someone younger than me, or no, let me take that back. I would say for someone who's not looking for a full polished coverage look. So this was in the color T20. Still too light, not a match. Went back and ordered the color T40. This was more of a match, in a sense, but it still just didn't provide me with the amount of coverage that I needed. So back at Sephora once again, looking for another match, and someone, well, this was just recent because of COVID, you're not able to actually get samples. So they matched me with the clear little board. I don't know if you've been in Sephora or not. They matched me with the clear board, and it seemed like an absolute perfect match. And then when I had a full face of it on, let's see, over here. Here's where we'll go here. When I had a full face on, someone said, oh my God, that's too brown for you. It's beautiful, but it's too brown for you. And I didn't think so. And I don't know if you can see that. I thought it was a perfect match, but when you have specific undertones, or unique undertones is what she called it, those things tend to shine through. So, through your makeup. So that didn't work, but I wanted to love this. And I'm sorry, this is Forever Skin Glow by Dior. Very beautiful formula. Very, very beautiful. And it is in the color 5N. And I typically don't wear neutrals because of me being warm, but to me, it seemed to balance out. It oxidized well, all of that. So I got an idea one day because I know that Estee Lauder's Doublewear is probably one of the most perfect foundations you could ever find out there if you can get your shade and to match it right. But I would say it's more for someone with oily skin because it is very, 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 very matte. So it is going to be somewhat dry. And I decided to, and it's a shade lighter as you can see, and this one was 5W1.5 in cinnamon. The chestnut was too dark, and I think another color that they tried to match me with was too dark. And this was back when they were giving out samples, so I was able to put on different ones. But I took these two and I matched them together. Mixed them together. Mixed them together, and they came out with the perfect formula for me. At least that's what I thought. And because the Doublewear was in there, it didn't go anywhere. And that's the wonderful thing about Estee Lauder's Doublewear. It's going to stay wherever you put it. There was no transfer. There was nothing. Like, I absolutely loved it. And I'm just going to take a sponge and kind of blend that out so you can see what I'm saying. And it was perfect. It was pretty. It was just the right amount of dewy, just the right amount of matte. And it went on like skin, and it gave me the coverage that I was looking for. But I still felt like something was a little bit off. Long story short, I go back in Sephora again, and I actually didn't go in there to get this. I went in to get some concealer. I wanted another concealer that was going to work for all these little fine lines that you see up under here. I went in to get the concealer, and it was getting really, really good reviews. I could see very clearly how well it was working on other brown girls. So I'm like, it's gotta work for this brown girl. It's gotta work, it's gotta work, it's gotta work. And there was like minimum to no creasing on it. This is Makeup Forever's Matte Skin Velvet Skin concealer in the color 5W1. When I went in to get this, I've never even taken a look at this line ever, and something just told me get match for foundation and see what happens. And so I did get match for foundation, and I came across Makeup Forever's Ultra HD. Woo. This right here, if you have never tried a Makeup Forever product, you are sleeping on the brand like I was. I'm literally was comatose until I saw this come across in a review. Well, I tried this. This was also the perfect match for me, which means I didn't need to go and spend basically $100 on two concealers to put together. And there was like no transfer. I'm gonna do a full face so you can see it. But see how well the Estee Lauder and the Dior looks? Like, that's super, super awesome right there. I'm gonna put this on this side. Now it does look a little bit neutral, a little cool, kind of, sort of, but it blends very well. It looks very, very good. This, let's see, it's the color Y508. And I was super, super in love with this. I think this is gonna be my go-to between these three. You know, these are going to be my go-tos for a while. And I'm just going to blend that in. Now you can see a little bit of a differentiation between the two. This one is a little bit more neutral. Like I said, it's a little cooler. And this one is warmer when I mix the two. But both give me the look that I want when it comes to foundation. And you can kind of see where it covered up some of my freckles, and that's what I was looking for, was the right amount of coverage. But this foundation struggle is real when you're a brown girl. Like, it's all the way real. If you have yellow undertones or olive undertones or both mixed together, it's a lot. Trying to find the right one, and it depends on what you're looking for and how you want it to feel. I myself certain lines I can't wear, certain ones I can't wear due to a skin allergy. I'm allergic to SPF, so that kind of takes me out of the loop for a lot of skincare products, foundations, all types of stuff, prep toners, all types of things. It just takes me out of that. So this is the go-to. When I come back, I'm going to show you exactly how it looks. And you'll probably be on makeupforever.com looking for this, or Sephora, or wherever else it is sold. And I don't even understand how they don't have stores out here. I heard about a store they must have in LA, but I don't understand how they don't have stores in Atlanta. Come on now. Makeup Forever, you got to come out here. Seriously, like, I'm gonna be your customer. You gotta come out here. Anywho, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna show you exactly how this thing looks on a full face, and you tell me what you think. So here's the finished look. And I ended up using the Dior's Forever Skin Glow and Estee Lauder mix. And it just seems like a perfect match. If you look here and here to my neck, looks like a perfect match. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to hit like if you like this video, and subscribe, and leave a comment below and let me know you're watching and what else you'd like to see. I hope you guys are well. Take care.